Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I want to welcome you back to the channel. Well guys, we've got the next little revolver in our stable that we're going to be showing off on the channel. What we have here is a Rossi chambered in 44 Magnum. Now this particular pistol does belong to my stepfather. For once, I'm not borrowing a gun from SS Pawn, although SS Pawn's got a lot of cool firearms lined up for me to test out. Link will be down in the video if you guys want to give SS Pawn a call for all of your firearms needs. Back to this handgun. So anyway, we'll be taking this pistol to the range, and we're just going to kind of put it through its paces, do some basic accuracy testing with it, maybe shoot some steel for a little bit, have a good time. Now, it's not going to be very dirty because it was clean before it was put back into the case, but I just want to go over the basics with you on how to clean a revolver if you've never done it before, plus gives you a chance to check out this really cool revolver. For the longest time, I kept thinking that it was a Taurus, and I know that Taurus and Rossi sometimes share platforms and so on, and I can't tell you specifically what model this is. I'm still kind of a noob when it comes to revolvers, but it is a very cool, kind of a snub nose style, maybe like about a 2.5 inch barrel. We're looking at a 5-shot capacity, single action, double action, right? Whatever works for you. It's got a nice heavy pull, a nice smooth pull on it. It does kind of have this antique style plating or finish on the trigger. You see that sometimes on guns that are made by Brass Tech out of Brazil. So basic cleaning supplies for this procedure, it's real simple. You're going to want a little CLP or some rem oil, a brush that we can use to scrub off the front of the cylinder, some bore brushes that you can use. You know, if you just have the rod style with the regular copper brushes, you can certainly use those too. Some Q-tips. I've got a couple patches here on a cleaning rod that are already soaked with CLP ready to go. A few CLP soaked patches and just a few dry patches. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is go ahead and verify that the firearm is in fact unloaded. Okay, we're good to go right there. We're going to go ahead and just put a little bit of CLP down the barrel and let that marinate for a bit. That'll start to break down any deposits that you might have, any unburned powder or burned powder for that matter. Let that soak through. Now it's going to be leaking out of the back. And this procedure, this part, if you watch revolver cleaning videos, you know that this part can be a little bit messy, and that's okay. Woo. Let's get that straw back on there real quick. Again, I'm trying to do this in just one take without any real dramatic transitions, just a straightforward, simple revolver cleaning. Okay, get that down there in the cylinder, make sure you get enough in there that you get it coated all the way through. Start off with the soft brass bristle brush, and just go ahead and run that through each of the cylinders. You can go from the front if you need to, from the back. Like I said, this one has not been fired a whole lot, so it's not very dirty. And you may need to use, stronger solvents in the cleaning process, but for me, CLP tends to do a pretty good job in general. Okay, so it takes care of that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and just run the cleaning rod up the front of the barrel. Now this rod is for a 40 caliber pistol, so this works just fine. Scrub that out a little bit. Okay, no problems there. And then we'll go ahead and take this nylon bristle brush. We're just going to go ahead and run through. Okay, each of these little cylinders that you put your ammo in, that you put your rounds in. Pretty excited to fire it. I've only fired it one time, and it was many years ago. And I remember it being a very painful experience, but I think it's because part of it is I just didn't have good training with how to properly hold and or fire a pistol. And I think that is something that's definitely going to help me quite a bit. All the shooting I've done recently, especially all the practice with the 357 mag. It does have a pretty good heft to it overall, and I think that'll definitely help out with absorbing some of that recoil. Okay, let's go ahead and clean out the front of the barrel again. And check that barrel and make sure it's nice and shiny. This one is nice and shiny, you can see it. Okay, there's no carbon, there's no fouling in the barrel. We're good there. Another thing I like to do is to take a patch soaked CLP, this little rod right here, go ahead and push back on it. Okay, and just go ahead and wipe that portion out. Sometimes you get some powder residue that's going to build up in here. One thing about these Rossi Brass Tech guns, any gun made by Taurus or Rossi that I've ever had, they do have kind of a funky oxidation that comes off on them every time you clean them. It's kind of got a red tint to it. I don't really seem to get that with a lot of other firearms in my collection. I don't know if it's just something with the metal that they use or the coatings. But again, all I'm doing is just rotating the cylinder, pressing it, and then just scrubbing off the back. And then you can scrub a little bit in front of your extractor. If I'm off on the names of these parts, again guys, I do apologize. I really need to study my revolvers big time. So that's a little dirty, but not bad. Okay, we'll take the next patch and go ahead and wipe off the area in front of where your firing pin comes out. Let's give that a good wipe down. Sometimes you get a buildup there from the last time that the pistol was shot. And this one's nice and clean. No problems there. Clean out in between this part where the shaft goes for the extractor. Wipe it out all the way around, kind of wipe off the top a little bit. I'm telling you, revolver cleaning videos, man. These are my favorite ones to make because they're so easy. Okay, we'll go ahead and close that. Close up your cylinder. Put a little bit of CLP on a Q-tip. Okay, maybe that was a lot. And just go ahead and wipe out the area inside of here. This will add a little bit of lubrication. And if there's any powder residue or any rust that's starting up or any kind of buildup at all, you're going to get rid of it there. Just kind of go through it. Now take the dry end and go through it. That'll take out any excess oil that you might have got in there. I do not recommend you disassemble the firearm unless you are completely competent, capable, and comfortable with doing so. There's really no reason you should have to do it unless your timing happens to be off and you need to do something about that. So, okay, now the last thing we're gonna do, well, in the actual cleaning process itself, let's go ahead and take this and run it down the barrel. Your patch on your cleaning rod. Try to keep that in focus here for you. Yeah, it did bring out a little bit of a buildup, not much. I'm gonna put probably 50 rounds through this, and that's gonna be about all my wrist is gonna be able to tolerate. Maybe 100 rounds, I don't know, that's a lot for me. When I did 100 rounds of 357, it didn't feel too bad, but I kind of noticed it the next day. But really, it's not too bad to shoot, not too bad to shoot. So we'll see how this one goes over for me. Okay, so that, you can tell I definitely took off some of the oil and dirt, some of that buildup that was going on there. Okay, now let's go ahead and put some dry patches on here. You could put a little bit of rem oil on these if you want to, just a real light lubricant to protect it. I'm planning on shooting this pistol tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about it. And it's going to have a thin layer of oil left over from the CLP, so it's not a big deal. Okay, go ahead and open up your cylinder. Let's go ahead and run that cleaning patches through one more time. Just pull that in, pull that out, look down the barrel. It should have a thin layer of oil in it, and it does. It's nice and shiny. Okay, then go ahead and just run your dry patches through each of the cylinders one time. And there's one crucial component, I always forget about this. Okay, the front of this gun can get a buildup on it, and I've heard some guys say that they use chrome polish, mag wheel polish on the front to get that buildup of gunpowder off the front of it. I'm just going to use a little bit of CLP on an old toothbrush, okay? We're just going to brush the front of it. And, you know, there are some good cleaners you can get out there for. If you have a stainless steel pistol, you'll definitely notice how that's going to build up and it's going to start to get burned on after a while, okay? All right, so just kind of rub that down, just kind of get that scraped off, get that wiped off a little bit and you're set. Okay, go ahead and dry it off with a dry patch. Start to go over the whole gun with the dry patch. And as you do so, it's going to wipe off all that excess oil, but it's going to leave the patch moist enough that it should be okay for using it just as a general cleaner. So you can see that cylinder is already starting to come out really nice. Nice and clean. Okay, wipe off the back. You want to wipe off just pretty much every metal surface that you can. Now guys, do chime in the comments below on this video if there's something special that you use when you clean your revolvers. I'm really enjoying revolvers. Part of it is just the inherent accuracy I seem to have when I shoot with them. I don't know what the deal is, but I always seem to shoot revolvers really well, especially 357 mag. 38 Special is a little bit more snappy for me at the range, even than 357. 38 Special is, and so I tend to shoot 357 mag better than 38 Special when I fire through the same gun. Because remember, for the most part, as long as your pistol is rated for 357 Magnum, you should be okay shooting 38 Special, if not 38 Special plus P. But again, you want to check your manual because I'm nothing more than an internet gun expert, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and close up the cylinder. Okay, that's coming out nice and clean, got a nice polish to it. And unfortunately, this finish does show off fingerprints quite easily. It's not very fingerprint resistant. And so just go ahead and wipe out your trigger guard, okay? So yeah, it does show off prints. So if you have a little thin coating of oil on there, it's really not gonna make that big of a difference. So it'll help out protect it, but it's still gonna get dirty anytime you handle it. So, all right, look at that. Looks nice. Nice and sharp, ready to go to the range. Hopefully the weather holds out for me. If it doesn't, oh well, I shoot it in anyway, don't I? All right, there we go. Okay, guys, so that is the basics of cleaning a revolver. Okay, we've got the Rossi 44 Magnum. We're going to pick some ammo up for this particular pistol tomorrow. Then we're going to take it to the range and have a good time with it. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me today. This is Travis P11. Make sure you like or subscribe my channel. You can follow me over on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Patreon.com. It's Travis, www.patreon.com/TravisP11. You can also find me over on gunchannels.com. You guys should definitely join that. Gunchannels.com is a community of just gun enthusiasts. You can find podcasts, you can find forums, you can find a little bit of everything over on gunchannels.com. So do join, it is free. Even if you just host a channel on there, I think it's like 12 bucks a year, 15 bucks a year. It's very fair. Otherwise, guys, I think that's about it. So here we go. This is the basic cleaning of a Rossi 44 Magnum revolver. All right, so thank you for joining me on this little endeavor, guys. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Please like or subscribe, guys. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, hang in there, guys. We'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.